Hi guys, how is it going? It's Friday, January 26th, a little bit after 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to talk about status. If you guys like these videos, I'd really appreciate an upvote on steemit, and make sure you guys also like, subscribe, and share to this stuff on Twitter and on YouTube. And if you guys especially loved it, you are welcome to donate to the Luna Cryptocurrency Piggy Bank, but don't ever feel obligated because I'm cool, guys. Just some people like to feel good about the community and to contribute. So, before we start, we're going to talk about Elliott Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s going up. And then we're also going to talk about extended corrections as well, because extended corrections are a very normal part of the cycle, and it happens way more often than we think. So with an ABC correction like this, we usually get an impulse wave up that tries to break out. And a lot of the times it actually fails, so you get an extended type of correction like that. And this now becomes an ABC with a W with another ABC type of correction to make a 7-wave structure. So what this X refers to is a failure, okay? Think of X as a failure, okay? So it fails to make an impulse wave up. A ends up retracing, or what was supposed to be wave 2 ends up retracing way more than it should have, which actually makes an A point there instead, right? And sometimes it actually fails again when it tries to break out. And if that fails again, we end up calling this a triple Elliott Wave combo with a W there, a failure here, a Y down there, another failure up there, and then another extended ABC type of correction. And this happens way more than you guys might even think, okay? It happens a lot. Last time I saw it was like on ETP actually. And I think it was ago, I can't remember, but I'm sure it was on ETP where that got a massive correction. So then we can get a possible 11 wave structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And if it was just a WXY, it'd be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 wave structure. And then here, with just ABC, it becomes a 1, 2, 3 wave structure. So the first thing that I always do when I look at a chart is I first of all look at it, okay? I look at it and I draw Fibonacci, see? So what we see here right now is it's retracing to a very decent Fibonacci zone right now. And we always have to remember that without risk, there's no possibility of reward. There's no such thing as, for example, a 100% guaranteed win, okay? Because we always have to try to take chances in the market, and we're not going to win all of them. But as long as we recognize these chances and we take them and we risk our money, there's always a potential for reward, right? And the goal is to try to profit over time. Now, we don't care about the one single trade that we've lost, because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter whatsoever, guys, that one single loss. And let me give you a really good example, all right? I'm just trying to look for it here. Just as an example, when I kept my November track record available, right, with all the coins that I was trading for longer term holds that I made public. So for example, in November there, when I did that, we had a win rate of 19 out of 21, which was a 90.5% win rate. And then we had 2 major losses, and that's when people got very upset, right? Because they may not realize that we try to win over time. So we ask ourselves, is my 1 NEO loss and my 1 BCH loss, is it really going to outweigh all my 19 wins that I've made there? Like, we're talking about some major wins that we've made. So when I lost on NEO and when I lost on BCH, I didn't really care too much at all, because I just looked back and I said to myself, whoa, I've won 19 trades out of 21 and I've lost 2. Big whoop. Losing is a part of the game, right? So we always have to try to risk our money to try to win something. Now, when is a good time to enter a trade, right? What we usually look for is we try to look for some pattern that's emerging that looks like it wants to break, right? So let's say we went on a daily chart here, for example. We can easily see that this is forming some sort of trend line up here right now, right? Very visible. Now, if we look on status on a different time frame, like right here, for example, what we can see is it's wedging into this particular area right here, okay? 100%, it's wedging into this area right here. Now, the way I see this is A, B, and I see that as C right there. And I see this as WXY. I see this as a failed impulse wave up, and I see this as a Y somewhere in here like that, where that made an additional extension of ABC. Something in there, and this could possibly well be it as well, okay? So this is absolutely squeezing into here. Now, I don't know if it's going to break up or down, okay? I don't see the volume picking up right now, but what I want to talk about is entering a trade on confirmation. So let's say that this ended up, let's delete this and let's just draw a little bit more of a relevant one for now. So let's say we drew it just like that. This one looks very acceptable to me in here. Like that, right? So this has been forming ever since January 17, so it's been about 9 days now, right? That's a pretty long time to be wedging into here. Now, I don't know if it's going to break up or down, and a lot of the times we don't know, right? It's very unpredictable, especially when we're on a sideways trend right now with absolutely no general direction right now. It's quite a neutral zone. So we have to ask ourselves, could we even possibly profit from here? And the answer is absolutely. So I want to talk about confirmation. Confirmation is very important, okay? Let's say you got yourself a symmetric triangle, which is what we have right now. Now, let's talk about different triangles, okay? We got ourselves an ascending triangle, which I'm sure you guys all love, which looks very bullish, right? Ascending triangles look something like that, where it tries to break the resistance several times, and it keeps getting a series of higher lows. Now, this one is awesome, because we can easily play it on the breakout right here when it goes up, right? And then we have other patterns as well, like this one here is called a rising bearish wedge, right? A rising bearish wedge usually happens in the fifth wave, mostly the fifth wave in there. And then on the fifth wave here, it tends to break down. So that's why it's considered bearish. And then we also have something called a falling wedge, which is bullish. This usually happens in the fifth wave as well, or in the C direction as well, in the C wave. And in these ones, they can absolutely overlap for these diagonals. It's a very, very strong sub-rule. But sometimes they don't overlap, sometimes they do for the wave 1 and the wave 4. And then upon breakout, it usually likes to target a specific range of this wedge, and then it goes upwards on the breakout. But symmetric triangles are the hard ones to play. Symmetric triangles go like this, and they can break either way, right? It can either break completely up, like that, or it can break completely down, depending on what the market sentiment is at that specific time. Now, the best way to play these guys is to play it on breakout, right? You make sure you set yourself a stop buy there, or a limit buy, or not even a limit buy. You can market execute however you want to do it. But this is not a confirmation, okay? If you get a candle that just pokes out like that, you can't really call that a confirmation, because you're now just risking a chance. You're just assuming it's going to break upwards before you have an actual confirmation. Now, confirmation would be something with volume that closes above it, right? Closes above it, and you actually have a lot of volume as well. Now, these are the two things that I look for: a successful close above the key resistance area, and also volume confirmation, because I don't want it to be a throwover. A lot of bears will, don't forget that this is a strategy game, guys, and the goal is to try to trap each other and take each other's money. And we have to keep in mind that our profit comes from somewhere, and our losses go somewhere as well, right? So a very typical bull or bear strategy that people use is a throwover, where they'll push the market up a little bit, right? But doesn't have really the volume to support it, and then it just ends up going down after. And a lot of people who don't wait for the confirmation there, they end up getting trapped into a long position, and it takes advantage of all the newer traders who don't know what a stop loss is, and they'll just constantly hold until the market recovers on their end. Now, those people eventually realize that it's not going to recover, and they'll sell their position, which adds even more strength to a short position, right? So we don't want to be in that situation. So right now, there's only a few ways to play it right now. Gotta wait for a breakout, guys. Some people probably bought into a long position right here, and you don't want to be trapped, okay? You don't want to be trapped with a really long wick that gets completely pushed down. That would end up being a horrible bull trap, and you guys would have been trapped from 32 all the way to 26. And by the way, I'm looking at SNT right now. I'm looking at it on bitfinex, okay? I'm looking on status at bitfinex right now, just to be clear. So right now, I would highly recommend to wait for a confirmation if you guys do choose to play this. Wait for a confirmation at the end of this wedge, like that. I'm no financial advisor, keep in mind, right guys? But I'm just generally suggesting how people play symmetric triangles. They'll wait for a confirmation where it has actually closed above it. And the best thing to actually get is not only a close above it, let's just say that was a candle, okay? But we also get a wick that rejects. So for example, this wick could reject into the resistance area, because what it shows is that the bears have tried to push it back down, but the bulls have successfully defended and pushed it back up. So a rejection candle is awesome. And the opposite also applies, right? If you are getting if the bears are rejecting the bulls, then you'll see a huge wick poke up there, and then the bears have rejected the bears have rejected the bulls by pushing it back down. So these are just basic examples of rejection. So if you guys went into a trade now, that would just be hoping that the market goes up, right? And then you're in a very risky situation because you haven't confirmed any official trend yet. So this is happening very soon, guys, for SNT, for status. I'm probably going to be waiting on this too. It's on Bitfinex, so absolutely, I will take the trade opportunities that are available, right? If this does end up breaking up there, I will gladly ride it. And where are some possible key resistances that I'll take advantage of? Well, one will probably be around there, around the 34 cent range. And I'll probably take some of my profit right there. And the next thing that I'll do is I'll target around the 42 cent range right there. So if this ends up breaking up, guys, like breaks up, I would definitely recommend to wait until it closes above the 55 EMA. Let's just say that it actually got to somewhere like right here, okay? Got to somewhere right around here. And you entered around the confirmation at, say, 30 cents even, okay? We'll say 30 cents right here. Your stop loss after you see it rejected would be slightly below there. And then you would just target the first one right here. That'd be your first target for 15% gain there. And then if you take some of your profit or however you decide to ladder it, right? If we confirm that we have officially broken through these major support resistance regions right there, then you can easily target 42 cents as well, which is the next relevant area. Maybe even 40 cents over here. So right now, there's actually no general direction at all yet. But what we do see, guys, is major price action over here, okay? Look at this. There's lots of activity there. This was recently a resistance, acted as a support now. Support bounced there, support bounced here as well. Despite us getting a series of lower highs and also lower highs, but we're getting higher lows, right? That's why we're breaking into this symmetric triangle here. So if we think about it, if it does actually break down, is this key region right here a very strong support? I'd absolutely say so, right? If that doesn't hold as support, then hey, we're going to probably end up trending back all the way down here where it first began around 15 cents. So we have to make sure that we take risk in order to profit. That's why it's extremely important for us to evaluate our risk to reward scenario. So let's say we entered on 30 cents here and it actually confirmed that it is going up. That's a great risk to reward, 2.55 with a possible loss of 6% and a possible gain of 15%. Now the next scenario here is a much better one as well, where we're targeting 40 cents right here, and our stop loss is around around 28 cents or so, where it is now, but we've already confirmed that it's bouncing off of the resistance and now acts as a support. This one's about 4.88, so that's a really good risk to reward ratio as well right now. So I don't really have an exact guess if it's going to break up or down. All I can suggest to people right now is to play on confirmation. Wait for a confirmation of a trend. Now the volume is not picking up whatsoever. I want to be clear about that, okay? The volume is not picking up whatsoever, so I might even expect a breakdown here to a little bit lower. Who knows, we might end up getting a double bottom type of scenario where this key region acts as a major support. Now status is a fairly new coin, right? It was only released very recently, so we don't have a huge direction yet. For all we know, we can end up getting like a curvature like that for a very long time, right? We don't know. So a key area to watch out for right now is this apex. If it does break, I will be 100% interested in going long on this, and I will most likely play a fairly large position that I'll even tweet about as well. So these are my quick thoughts on status right now. that it is doing an extended WXY type of correction right now, and here it just wants to break out. But the question is, which way? And the best way to play this is to wait for confirmation of an actual trend, guys. And this apex region is reaching a critical point before January 28th. So it could be by the end of this week. So please add this to your tracker. Be sure to draw in these wedges right here, the key supports, resistances as well. Be sure you guys are familiar with where it could possibly fall down to and what region if this does end up breaking down right now, okay? So if we look on all indicators, guys, there's actually no general direction at all. And the indicators don't show anything, guys. Like, the indicators are so neutral right now for RSI, histogram, etc., that using these indicators would almost be useless right now. And once again, the only way to play this, guys, is just to play a trend line and also wait for confirmation, and that's it. So these are my thoughts on status. I hope that you guys stay cautious and patient and don't take unnecessary risk until you have confirmation confirmed, right? And other than that, have yourselves a great day. I'd really appreciate an upvote on steemit. So this one was done on request for a lot of people as well. And make sure you guys also like, subscribe to the stuff on YouTube, on Twitter, and have yourselves a great day. And please stay cautious. Bye now.